I'm Anonymous, and I welcome you to the second episode in a three-part series of A Beginner's Guide to Xenonauts. This episode will cover all the way from the end of your first mission to the end of the first month, which will encompass research, manufacturing, and various other strategies. The third episode will cover the second month, and after that we should all be good to go. Well then, after the mission, it can give you research. This shows you what available research you have unlocked after doing a certain mission. Depends what corpses you've taken in, what weapons, what ship you just faced. And currently, it's not worth going to the research screen as you haven't unlock the first research yet anyways. Just close and continue going. Just pass a bit of time, you can see all the various things, and there you go. Speak of the devil, and it shall appear. This is the first research you've unlocked. This is just a piece of lore telling you what's happened, as well as you might want to be able to read the Iceland incident. Is one of the there are two pieces of lore that show you really why the events of the game happened. So this is where you actually want to go for your research. Go to research screen. You want to go for Hunter Scout Car 100% of the time. This is your little buddy on the battlefield. Loads more HP, loads more time units, quite tanky, and has a lot of firepower. This is what makes it so you don't lose all of your manpower. At this point, I'm just sort of going to be running through various missions and coming back if anything interesting happens. And there we go. This is the all of the stuff we started building has now finished building. You want to go to a few things after this. Well, once this happened, there are a few things you want to do. You want to go to aircraft equipment, go to drop ships, and you want to buy another Charlie for $100,000. They'll arrive in 3 days. This gives you time to hire more soldiers. You want to do the same thing you did earlier, look for a lot of dark numbers. You want to hire 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, these are not great, but these will have to do. You hire selected. Another thing you want to do is go to hire 5 scientists, hire 5 more scientists, hire them, and at that point, not much you want to do, but wait. Or you can as well cycle out. You can start equipping these guys to go into your second interception boat. Again, unlike XCOM, here you can actually respond to multiple crash sites at a time. And well, I'll pause this and pass some time, see what happens. Little quick side note: if you see here, you can see our UFO 3 instead of out over the ocean. If you can, you want to do tail until over land, because then you don't get any money if it just splashes out into the ocean. So tail until over land, and you see this little crash site 2 here. You want to continue passing time until the approximate ETA of 7 hours brings you so that it's no longer in the dark zone. Oh, low on fuel, so unfortunately this guy got away because I got greedy. And what you're gonna be looking for is, see, this green token means they've landed. You can still intercept a landed UFO with your helicopter teams, but it'll be more difficult, as the ones which had presumably died in the crash will now be alive and kicking to kick your ass. But most of the time, especially with the lighter UFO like this UFO 3 here, it will most of the time just get back up and you could re-intercept it. See this crash site 2 there. You want to, at this distance, Charlie 1, send it to intercept. If I had another Charlie, I could have intercepted them. See if he's actually going to do anything. There he is. Give me a... You can abandon mission. It's not actually going to abandon the mission. It's just you want to go back to Charlie 1. What to do? Select new target. And crash site 2. You tell it back to go. You tell it to go back where it was. And engage. And now, this is where I was a bit later in the second ship. You see, there are these aliens. These second aliens, which, were different than the first one. The first one's sort of more lizardy. And once you encounter these aliens, these might be on your second ship or your first ship. There's something you want to do with them. Is you want to throw about 1 million flashbangs at them. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody in range currently to demonstrate, but show you, like, you don't exactly have to, but it's a good way to bypass a few techs and a lot of research to advance the progression. So just sort of get your riflemen and your riflemen and your assaulters more slowly up towards your target, and we wait. Yeah, this game is lethal. Just be very careful about that. You're gonna lose a lot of guys very quickly. Fun fact about this game, grenades are not guaranteed. They actually have a to-hit chance, and the closer you are to your soldier, the higher the to-hit chance is, going to about 50%. And let's see if this one actually hits. Like, this one entirely flubs. But, hey, usually I would say this XCOM baby, but unfortunately this does not apply. And just to commemorate this failure, I'm going to show you why these guys are my favorite class in the game. Daka 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 daka. Well, where did this bastard come from? Well, there he is. I guess we get a second try, don't we? Here we are. You see, if you saw next to that grenade, there was a red 3 and a blue 18. Those are different types of damages. Red is physical damage, which you can see dealt by weapons, whereas blue is shock damage or impact damage. That is what is used to determine what KOs a unit. If you have a lot of time units left, and and you're just outside of grenade range, is use them up. As you wouldn't want a target, your Xenonaut accidentally shooting the target you're wanting to knock out. Oh, well, yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen too. Shots from the shadows are not uncommon, and can usually be reacted to by grenade. Jesus. Yeah, the damage roulette in this game is sort of wild. To the point where, like you saw right there, a target can get blasted in the face with a rocket launcher and still survive. Well, the last mission was a bit bloody and not entirely without my fault. You want to immediately replenish your losses anytime you can. So we lost 3 guys there. Go back and hire 3 or 4. See what we can get. Exactly. An aircraft, 5 soldiers, and a scientist. That's usually what you want to do. Get a second Charlie as quickly as you can. Hello there, Hunter Armored Car. This is one of the first power spikes you get in the game. This is one of the first items where it can actually, survive getting shot at more than once. You can see here 120 TUs. That is how powerful these things are. And they even come with an attached rocket launcher if you want to. This is the reason I give it priority research every time. See, attached rocket launcher. Well then, after your research of the Hunter Scout car, you have quite a linear tree after this. You want to go high-speed interceptor. This is a new aircraft that lets you down bigger craft that arrived in the beginning of the second month, but it's still a craft that takes time to produce, so you want to research it now. So after having researched the MiG-32 Foxtrot, you're going to want to immediately go out and build one. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's 200 grand. But you need to have at least one of these in the sky by the end of September. If not, you're going to be taking some heavy aircraft losses. Following this one, what you want to do is go Alien Plasma Pistol. Alien Plasma Pistol is what allows you to make newer, better armor. Afterwards, you go to your garage and get that Hunter Scout car going. It is incredibly useful. Though maybe a bit expensive. It costs 2 grand. It costs 100 grand to get done. And well, at this point you can go for extra engineers, but this is much more future-proofing than anything. They aren't really incredibly indispensable. And if you see slowly your money ticking down, that's normal, as you don't buy the entire cost of a vehicle all at once. You buy it as it's being built. That is where the cost of the vehicle comes from. So if halfway through you decide no, well, you didn't waste all of the money. You're going, oh, radar array. Here you can see that blue circle got a lot bigger. So we can detect aliens quicker and just this means we've got almost all of Europe done, most of India done, a good part of Africa done, which means that every time we intercept an alien, above a country's land means that we get a bit of an opinion boost with them. And that opinion boost means it gives us more money at the end of the month. And there she is, the Hunter Scout car. And you can take a look at it right here. You can either equip a rocket launcher or 30 cal machine gun. This is like your regular machine gun you have in your heavy weapons expert, and is the rocket launcher, which you have again on your regular demo man. The difference with this guy carries 8 shots. This guy carries something like 300 shots. They do unfortunately have one caveat though, which is they take up 2 slots inside of a ship. Most of the time I'll put them in my second Charlie. You can take out like 2 riflemen most of the time. Just go here, go to your second Charlie, find your 2 lowest level riflemen, unassign them, and put them in your second Charlie. By the nature of things, when you start the game, you start with higher level troops than what happens when you buy them. So your second Charlie will have lower rank troops, but by adding this Hunter Scout car to the mix, you'll be able to make things a lot easier on yourself. It's a little bit of a kick in the pants for the troops in terms of power. Well, here we have landed a UFO, and I think that might actually take this opportunity to show you what a landed UFO mission looks like. I think we can use our second Charlie, and would you know, it's gonna be a night mission. Guess I get to show you a 2-in-1 then. What night missions are. Apart from having absolutely terrifying music, your line of sight is terrible during a night mission, which means you have to end up throwing out these flares everywhere, which eat up your time units. Makes really a lot more things much more difficult. Here you can see our Hunter Scout car. So I usually enjoy using it exactly as that, a Hunter Scout. It has 120 time units. It can get very, very far. And with 120 time units, this means you can go to here, go point blank towards an alien, and just unload. I may or may not keep all the footage of this mission in, depending if anything terrible happens. If you're seeing this, it means something terrible has happened. Well, there it is. That is what happens with a landed UFO mission. They are bloody everywhere. So you can expect death and a lot of it. They are hardcore missions. But sometimes you just gotta do them. Yeah. Also, the Hunter Scout car has armor, which is the first thing you're gonna actually see that has armor. Which means that it isn't made of tissue paper like most of the other things in this game. If there's an enemy you cannot see, you just run the hell away. Because especially the lizard men, the civilians, have infrared vision. They will just tear right through you if you're not prepared. In these situations when you're low on manpower, you take as much advantage of your ground vehicle as you can, and you play her slow and steady. Oh. You can see how much HP these things actually have. And how crazy their time unit is in this type of situation. You just run in, kill something, run out, and still have the required time units. The unfortunate thing about using your Hunter Scout car this much is that it unfortunately cannot level up, so you're going to be taking away experience from your troops. But in this case, it's kind of necessary. There you go, 2 privates just gone that quickly. Well, this is our next research, right on track. After having researched the combat pistol, you will be given the option to research Jackal combat armor. These are necessary for anything you're going to do after the first month. As you've seen in the past, soldiers are made out of tissue paper. At least here, you're giving them some protection, which means some of them can actually survive shots. And going into the second month without them, you're going at a very heavy disadvantage. After having gotten the Jackal combat armor, you're probably going to want to look at alien interrogation. Having used the flashbang trick to skip alien biology, we can delay that to another time. But right now, alien interrogation is a story research which we want to get done. This is going to be more or less right on time for research when it comes to the first month. And after that, yeah, go to the workshop screen, go to armor, get as many built as you can. They're about a day and 8 hours each, and you put in about as much money as you can. You're gonna have a total of 14 soldiers, so that's more or less what you want to go for. Yes, it's 300 grand, but that 300 grand is gonna pay out in experience, in lost soldiers, and Here it is. This is the end of our end of the month. This is where the various leaders of various nations go together and give you money. You can see, if you were to hover around, you can see how much, if you hover on each country, it tells you how much money they were going to give you. Like they see here, if you lose 5 regions, you're at the game. So this is where we're going to end the first episode. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of what things should look like for you by the end of the first month. 3 radar dishes, garage, storeroom, 2 living quarters, 5 hangars. Research. Should be on your way to making jackal armor. Armory is not much of an important. 2 Charlies, 1 with a hunter scout car and 1 full of men. 1 hunter scout car, 2 Charlies, 2 condors, 1 foxtrot. If you are too far off of this, then you might want to recommend starting over, because you might be getting already too far behind the curve.